that need to have something, that's not something that should be dismissed, in my opinion. It just has to be refined as to what it is you need. Like, to speak to the idea about what I just spoke about, like seeing my potential, knowing what I'm capable of, I imagine many beautiful things coming about in my life. And those things are beautiful. And I imagine that some of them will come to fruition, but I'm not needing any of those. What I do need, the something that I do need, the purpose that I do give myself is staying in alignment with my own truth. That's my thing. That's what I work on all the time. That's the thing I need to go towards. That's the thing I always try to come back to, centering myself in truth, letting go of anything that's out of alignment with truth. That's my thing. So I think having a thing like that, like Carolyn said, that her devotion was to just being the embodiment of love. That's a very noble thing to have. These things are deeper and more broad than the details of I want this job, or I want this partner, or I want this accomplishment, or I want this business, or whatever it is. Those are all secondary to the core thing. The core thing, like Michael just joined us. I'm going to speak on him a little bit because he has this thing. He's one that is very devoted to spreading love to others, as well as the same way Carolyn is. Like, that's his thing. But he has this, like, he runs his own business. He has many wonderful male friends. He has many wonderful friends in general, but he has a very good male group and connection. And he brings so much joy to so many people. But it's not that he's trying to make friends. It's not that he's trying to necessarily just bring joy. He's trying to show people the love they have within themselves. And I see that within him. That's his core thing. So it's necessary to have these core things that are so in alignment with what is so and what is true, whether it's alignment with truth, alignment with love, alignment with freedom. Then everything after that is a consequence, and you can give your full devotion to the thing that you are doing if it's in alignment with what you're doing. Like, Michael studies something called common law. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it, but it's this really intricate law system that is incredibly complex, but it is freeing in a way. So he's not obsessed with common law per se. He's obsessed with his own freedom, and that's just one avenue to coming to that. So this is what I mean by having the core. All of the other things span out from that. And if tomorrow it ended up being something else that was different than common law, that was more freeing than that, he will go towards that, because his core is not about common law. It's about his own freedom, and it's about love for the other beings in his life, and sharing love with his family and friends. So it's really important to have that one thing that you follow. For me, it's being in alignment with my truth. Am I being honest with myself? And they always end up being the same thing, because truth and love and freedom are synonyms. They all mean the exact same thing in different ways, but they're all basically the same essence. Once you are true to yourself, you feel love for yourself. And when you feel love and truth for yourself, you end up being more and more free. They all work. Once you focus on one, you get the trifecta. You end up completing that trivium when you focus on one of them. And if you focus on all three, then you'll end up bringing it all in all at once, or in varying degrees anyways. So it's important to have a thing that you follow, but it shouldn't be, I'm going to go to the gym and get jacked, but it might be, I want to be healthy so I can feel the loving energy move through my body so it doesn't hurt when it does so. Because it's not just this esoteric, airy-fairy thing. Loving energy is a force. And when it moves through your body and your body is unhealthy, it shakes you and it hurts. If you have limiting beliefs or thoughts or fears or attachments that are out of alignment with truth, when loving energy flows through you like a Kundalini experience type of thing, it's going to be very, very painful. And if you have illness in your body, if you're eating a lot of bad foods and you developed some illness, or if your arms or your legs are sore because you weren't taking care of yourself, when loving energy moves through you, it alivens that and it makes it feel more painful. And that makes you resist and retract and say, I don't want to feel that energy anymore. So then we end up repeating the cycle. But you have to let it come in a subtle way that's enough for you to handle and breathe through, but is also subtly healing you over time. So it's important to build yourself a good body so you can feel loving energy. It's important to give yourself a clear mind so you can know loving truth. And once you actually devote yourself to these paths, the core path, the truth, the love, the freedom, then everything else comes as a consequence. All the things that I do, the music I create, the connections I have, the community that I'm building, all these things are beautiful things, but they're not at the core. They're a consequence of staying in my truth. I attract beautiful beings like yourself because I tell the truth and you appreciate that about me. So you come to me. You're not doing it because I promise you enlightenment or anything like that. I promise you truth. I'm going to tell you the truth no matter what. So you keep coming to me. And that's all I do. And all of you do it in your own way as well. And you all practice love and truth and freedom in your own way. When you focus on these things as the thing to focus on, then all the other beautiful things are just a consequence. And you don't even care how it manifests because you have your fulfillment within. You have your joy within. You have your love within. You have your freedom within. Whether or not that is your specific big dream, it doesn't matter. Switch your big dreams to something that's internal about how you want to feel about who you are. Are you free inside? Are you loving inside? Are you telling yourself the truth? If you make those your big dreams, all the other big dreams will be a happy consequence of it. Thanks, Mike. That's what we do at our potlucks, guys. Whenever we want to clap, but we don't want to make noise, we show some love like that. Hmm. Ah,